Hello everybody, in this video I will discuss practice examples on functions. We will look at flow diagrams, tables and different formulas. Question 1. Given the equation y is equal to minus 2x minus 1 and then there's input values -2, 0, 1 and 4. And then the question says, first determine the output values and then draw a flow diagram. So what we have to do here is we have the formula, the equation, y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. And then the first input value is -2. That means in x's place we will substitute -2. Remember, when you substitute, you use a bracket. And then you will say, minus 2 times minus 2 is plus 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. Now, remember there's two parts to this question. The second part says, and then draw a flow diagram. So let's start with the flow diagram. You make the block. Inside you put the expression, or rather in this case the equation, y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. Then your first input value on the left hand side was minus 2, your arrow pointing towards your block, your arrow pointing outwards, and then your corresponding output value is this one that you calculated. That will be 3 on the right hand side. And then you repeat the process. The equation was y is equal to minus 2x minus 1. Then, as your input value in x's place, you substitute 0 inside a bracket. And then you will say -2 times 0 is 0, minus 1 is minus 1. Therefore, on the left hand side, your input value was 0. There's your arrow going out, and your corresponding y value, the corresponding output value, is -1. The next input value is 1. Therefore, into your equation, in x's place, you substitute 1. -2 times 1 is -2, minus 1 is minus 3. Therefore, on the left hand side, input value 1, arrows, output value -3. And then your last input value is 4. Into your equation, in x's place, you substitute 4 and you use a bracket. And then you will say -2 times 4 is -8, minus 1 is -9. Therefore, on the left hand side, your input value was 4, your arrow going in, your arrow going out, and then your corresponding output value was -9. Question 2. The table shows a relationship between x and y. And then when you have a look at the table, you can see in the first row there are the x values, and then in the second row you find the corresponding y values. Question 2.1 says complete the table. Now when you have to complete the table, this is very difficult. If I were you, I will try and find a pattern and see how this table was formed. Now, if you go to question 2, it says write down a formula to show the relationship between y and x. So if only you knew the formula, then it would be very easy to fill in your table. Now let's see if we can do that. Have a look. What happened here was your x value became 3. 1 became 3. 2 became 6, 3 became 9. So it looks as if every input value, every x value was multiplied by 3. And now that answers our question at number 2. The formula will be y is equal to 3x. And now that we have a formula, we can test if it's right. Our formula says y is equal to 3x. The first input value was 1. When we substitute 1 in x's place, we get 3 times 1 is 3. So it looks as if our formula is correct. Let's do that for input value 2. The formula y is equal to 3 times x. Y is equal to, and in x's place, we substitute the given x value, which was 2, and we end with y is 3 times 2 is 6. You know what? This formula is 100% correct. Now, let's go to the table. The next input value is 4. So what we have to do is into the little formula, in x's place, we substitute 4. And then 3 times 4 is 12. So therefore, there at 4, the corresponding y value will be 12. Now, let's wait with 18 and 24, since they are y values. Let's complete this last value there. The 10 is an x value. So into our formula, y is equal to 3x. In x's place, we substitute 10, and we end with y is 3 times 10 is 30. So there at 10, the corresponding y value will be 30. Now let's go back to 18. We have to decide that 18 is a y value. Now into our formula, let me do this. Let's change the color of the pen. The formula was y is equal to 3x. 18 is a y value. Therefore, in y's place, we substitute 18. Not in x's place, because 18 is a y value, not an x value. And then, to solve x, now we will use our knowledge on how to solve an equation. Remember, you will get rid of the 3 by dividing both sides by 3. And then on the right hand side, 3 and 3 will cancel. And on the left hand side, you will say 18 divided by 3 is 6. Therefore, and here you can even see it says x. The corresponding x value there at 18 will be 6. And then the last one, this 24, that's a y value. Into our little equation, y is equal to 3x. In y's place, we substitute 24. Not x, y, because 24 is a y value. And then divide by 3, and we end with x is equal to 8. Therefore, the corresponding x value, where the y is 24, is 8. Question 3. Study the following diagram. So then you find figure 1, figure 2 and figure 3. And then there's a table. And then the first row figure, they are the x values. And then the second row, number of squares, the y values. Question 1 says complete the table. So in order for us to complete the table, we have to go back to the sketch, to the diagram. Let's see. Figure 1, number of squares, that's the y value. How many squares are there? There's only 1. Therefore, the corresponding y there is 1. When we go to figure 2, we can count how many squares. When we count them, do you agree there's 4? Figure 3, when we count the squares, let me do it with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 squares, therefore there's 9. Now, unfortunately, there's no more figures. So we have to think about this one. Let's see. When we go to the table, maybe from the table we can decide what happened here. Now, if you go to this figure number 2, it looks as if 2 has been squared to become 4. Because if you look at this, 2 squared is 4. When you go to the next one, 3 squared is 9. So in fact, there's a pattern. And the pattern is that the figure number was squared. Therefore, the next y value will be 4 squared, which is 16. And then you keep on repeating the pattern. 5 squared is 25. Remember, 5 squared means 5 times 5. And then lastly, 6 squared, 36. And there you completed the table. Question 2. Describe in your own words the pattern that you recognize. Now, what happened? Do you agree? You got y when you square x. And then question 3, write down a formula to show the relationship between y and x. And that one, y is equal to x squared. And here you can see that x means the figure number. Question 4. Complete the following table. So in order for us to complete the table, we have to decipher what is going on here. So in the first row, you find the headings: words, flow diagram, and expressions. So for number A, the words were given: multiply a number by 3 and add 2. And then the flow diagram for the words was given there. Now we have to write a mathematical algebraic expression. Now let's go to the words. It says multiply a number. Now a number is x. And what do we have to do with x? We have to multiply it by 3. That results in 3x. And add 2. Add 2 means plus 2. So when you go to the expression now, let's see, this is exactly what happened. We multiply a number, x, by 3, 3x, and we added 2, plus 2. And remember, in algebra, you don't write the times sign anymore. You just write 3x. And every mathematician understands that means 3 times x. Then the second row on B, what was given was the expression 9x minus 6. So let's go to the words first. Let's decide. What can you see here? Can you see that there's x, a number that was multiplied by 9, and then 6 was subtracted. So in words, it will be multiply a number by 9 and subtract 6. And remember, a number is x. And then the flow diagram will be times 9 minus 6. And then the last row, number C, the expression that was given was 7x minus 3. So this means 7 was multiplied by a number and subtract 3. Therefore, if you go to the words, you multiply a number, which was x, by 7 and subtract 3, minus 3. Question 5. If the volume of a cube is given by the formula 4 is equal to s cubed and s is 5 centimeters, calculate the volume of the cube. So what we will do is the formula was given. V is equal to s cubed. And then s was also given, that it's 5. Therefore, in s's place, the input value, we substitute 5. And then remember, when we substitute, we use a bracket. And now we end with 5 cubed. And remember, 5 cubed means 5 times 5 times 5. And the answer, the volume, the output value is 125, and the unit is cubic centimeters, or centimeters to the 3, or centimeters cubed. In the next video, I will discuss exam questions on functions. Click on the video in the left-hand corner to take you straight to the next video.